I'm gonna go ahead and start. Go ahead and start.
You want to start at the 5 minute mark?
Let's see. Let me get there and see what's happening at 5 minutes. Yeah, we can start there because that's after the fire alarm's going off.
So this is gonna be a bitch. I'm on my phone.
Because the video starts at like 8 minutes and something.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just BS until it starts.
Okay, could we?
I mean, I guess we can start it at 7 minutes if we want.
How about 5:05? That's where I managed to get it to stop.
Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah. Are the lights on?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. The fire alarm's going off. Dude, I can't even imagine.
Oh, unless I'm in a seat, I ain't going fucking nowhere.
Mm.
So, hang on 1 second. Well, we're not doing nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and change this. Hey, shoot me copy the message you sent me earlier about what to change in that post and send it to me through a text message.
I'll never understand why you can't copy and paste from Facebook Messenger.
Well, no, you can, but like I had to open the video through Messenger, so to get back to my actual Messenger, I'd have to close out the video,
Oh, gotcha.
like the 40th video. Or if you just want to tell me, I'll change it right here now.
Okay,
No big
so
deal.
it's those that have.
No, where are we putting it?
Oh, so it's gonna go.
Before how awesome is that?
Yes, before how awesome is that? But after the one mystery Metallica concert, one mystery pig
Gotcha.
teacher, whatever.
Those.
Let me get back to it. Where did I go? Stop. Just those. Um, that have already met
Okay.
the contest requirements.
Okay.
Prior to this posting
Okay.
are eligible. And if you, since we're putting it there, we don't have to repeat ourselves twice. So it'll say what the contest is, like what you win, and then it'll say if you already met the requirements, you're eligible. And then it says once you do those three things, comment on this post with the word done, and you'll be entered to win. So hopefully that'll be the hint that just say you're done and you're good. What up?
What up, me?
A little bit, but I think it switched right at the end. Say something else.
Hey, sorry. Let me just make sure it's coming through on the AirPod and not.
Now I think
From
it
my
is. I can hear you much better.
Yeah, I can hear you way better now.
Cool. Just getting myself situated here. Yeah, sorry about that. I just got held up getting out of the office.
No problem.
Okay.
I sent that to you on text message, Tyler. If you want to run through that, top of the show.
Okay.
Oh, nice background bike. I like it.
That's amazing.
I can also have me as a background.
Oh my god.
Hang on, let me go get my cardboard cut out of you.
So that's actually, this is the cardboard cutout that was at shit, what's the stadium?
AT&T?
AT&T in yeah, so this was right behind Kirk and Rob all last baseball season.
That's amazing. So did you get a copy of it, or was that the actual one?
That's the actual one. They sent me an email. They're like, hey, it's $20 to ship it to Canada if you want it. And I was like,
Oh,
fuck yeah, I want. So they actually put a oh shit, where'd it go? They actually put the game used seal on it.
oh, that's fucking cool.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, it's a certified Major League Baseball game used shit.
That's crazy. So now that you've had these links, how many times have you watched these shows now?
I rewatched Fixer the other night, and the girlfriend really likes Nothing Else Matters, so I played that the other night, and then I was just kind of floating through. I actually went through intentionally to see if the fire alarm was on this one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Well, because this was ripped from the original stream. The fire alarm was cut from the what ended up on Prime.
Yeah.
Or Coda collection for you guys down there. Like, we don't have Coda collection in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So like the Metallica stuff that's on the Coda collection is actually just available for me on Amazon Prime Video. So it was nice. I didn't need the extra subscription that apparently people were like getting free trials or whatever just to watch the show.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man. So what we're thinking about doing is, if you can get your video to see if you can get it to 5 minutes and 5 seconds, we're all going to try to start it at the same time.
5 minutes and 5 seconds.
Blake couldn't get it to exactly 5 minutes, so we're gonna
Mine's on my phone, so
I'm at 5:05. So
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm using a like a computer attached to a 55. That was a 55-inch TV, like 2 feet from my head.
Nice.
So I just had to figure out like how I was gonna watch and talk to you guys and not have to use my phone. Like, I have my like a phone and an iPad, but I was like, I don't want to deal with fucking everything.
Right.
So just get everything open so I don't have to do it after.
Yeah. So you got it to 5:05?
I am at 5:05 exactly.
Sweet. Okay.
So is Canada dry ginger ale? In Canada, is it just called dry ginger ale?
No.
My cheesy dad joke for the day.
Although our Labatt Blue cans are nice because they don't say imported in giant red letters.
Yeah, I guess not. When that's a domestic for you guys.
Yeah, that kills me. Like, that shit is huge in like Buffalo. As soon as you cross the border from Ontario into like Buffalo, New York, it's like fucking billboards for Labatt's as far as the eye can see. They like that shit more than we do.
I don't like that shit at all.
For a good cheap beer, whatever. Like, there's worse ones if you're, but yeah, no, it's not I'm not really a beer guy though. I've been drinking a lot of ciders lately. A lot of Blacken actually.
If I drink beer, I've learned from the Vikings that it's oh shit, what's it called? Stella or nothing.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's the I hadn't shown it. That's Dude. It's getting, I have a box coming for it. I ordered a display for it.
I would too.
For
Yeah, I
the
definitely would
fucking
not
price,
drink that one.
Oh,
for the price I paid. Yeah, for the price I paid for it, I gotta protect it. Holy fuck.
How much was it?
So you had to buy it in a 2-pack or a 3-pack. So they had a cask strength with it.
Yeah.
So you had to either buy the signed bottle with one cask or signed bottle with 2 casks. So I paid 200. It was actually 217 with tax.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it because it's signed by all 4, but still.
All 4 plus Rob from Blacken, so which is cool. And I got one of the cool ones. Some people, if you look at them, some of them they say on them like Robert Dietrich right on it. He did like a full signature.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was overpowering because everybody else in the band signatures were like, this big, and his was like this big.
Yeah.
So
I've seen some janky looking signatures on some of those too from band members.
yeah, it was the way they were shipped. Like after they were all signed, they were put back in the cases and then brought down to the store to be put. And so a lot of them got smudged. A lot of people got really fucked over.
Yeah.
I got lucky. Yeah, a few people we know got lucky, but
can you imagine?
it was like,
I was just gonna say, can you imagine getting a bottle and your James signature smudged?
oh fuck, I would cry. I almost didn't even go because I had been talking to people about going. I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna go like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. They went on sale at 11 or noon, whatever it was. And people were like, oh, there's already people lining up, and this is like the night before. It's like, oh, for fuck's sakes. And I know there's only 240 bottles.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not even worth it. And so I didn't even set an alarm. And I woke up like 8:30 in the morning, and Tara is like fucking calling me over and over. She's like, dude, get down here. There's room in line. Get down here. Get down. And I got down, and the fucking line was all the way around the corner. So I stand in line, and somebody from Blacken came out and started doing a head count. And sure enough, so there were people there that waited like 14 hours in line. I showed up at 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. So I waited like 2 hours in line.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Heck yeah.
Like showing up at 3 o'clock and still getting the rail.
Yeah, it was just one of like a prime example of like there was just so much shit going on that weekend. Like, oh my god, that's like when I came home and I had COVID, I didn't even think about having COVID. I thought, okay, by the time I got home, it was like 4 in the morning, and then I went to work the next day. Like I just thought, oh, I just burned myself out. That's how I felt. But
that's wild.
Traveling always makes me sick anyway, so I would have just put it on that.
That's why I take the extra day. Like everybody else left like Monday morning. I left Sunday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Take the extra day just to relax. But good now, healthy now.
To learn how to do that. Like we need to learn.
Yeah,
how to
fucking
do that.
know.
We're always
It'll
like,
never happen, but it's nice to talk about.
I don't know. We're always like in some rush to get home. Like we got something to do or something.
Yeah, usually
like I don't usually fly. Like I fly to California, I'll fly to Vegas, but like I would have under normal circumstances, if the border had been open, would have driven to Atlanta and Hollywood.
I think we've had our fill of driving.
Yeah, unless it's like 6 hours or less, I don't want to do it.
No, it's 14 hours to Atlanta, 21 hours to Fort Lauderdale from my house.
Like that was cool when I was 19 years old, not fucking now.
And see, I'll do it over 2 days, but for me now, like it comes down to like my car is fuel efficient. So like on that round trip, I can spend $350 on gas, or I can spend $600 on a flight. And then I had to pay $550 for the rental car. So I mean, it cost me more. Plus, I had a traveling partner that would have split the gas with me. So I mean, for me, if it's usually within 14 hours, I'll drive just because it's cheaper.
Yeah, I guess an international flight, considering from Canada, you're paying more.
Toronto's expensive for a lot of things. Like for me, it's like to pay $350 or $400 for a flight is cheap.
Yeah.
Like I'm going, like my flight to Vegas was $350, and I was celebrating how cheap it was.
Damn. I don't even think our flights to California were that much.
No, they're like 3. So
I was almost 600 to round trip to San Francisco.
Good.
That's crazy.
Probably $600 round trip to San Francisco for me and chassis.
Ugh, yeah, no, yeah, it's expensive to play here, so I think that's part of why I do a lot of driving.
Yeah.
But seats are for keep the bum nice and comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Well,
so when I get the show starts at around 8 minutes or so. So we got to do our introduction, and then we'll press play together. And then I want to hear your story about the fire alarm, because that's the first thing we're going to see when we press play is the fire alarm. So you think you could tell the story in 3 minutes?
I can give a story in 3 minutes.
Okay, cool. And even if it goes a little bit longer, we could talk over the video. So because it's just a long way to the top. So
yeah, exactly. Which was super cool, by the way. Like you guys were talking about it for night one. That was I hope they keep that.
I do too. I said the same thing. Like if they just need to bring that portion on the road. I don't want them talking during XC of Gold. I don't need that. But the video during Long Way to the Top.
Well, I thought it was cool. In like the night one, you couldn't really hear, but on the night two, you actually can, because they fixed some of the playback audio issues I found with the streams. But then, yeah, I liked it. But then after the show, before the house lights came back on, they played the band's version of the Ecstasy of Gold, which I thought was cool. They kind of like,
oh wow,
they went kind of full circle.
Yeah.
I just think that like with the voiceover, after a while, it would probably just get old. Whereas like the pictures, it's just thing. I don't know.
You got every night a different celebrity to do it. You know.
Now, if that was the case, that'd be fine. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. So,
of course, then it ruins my sing along. You know, because I want to listen to what they have to say.
You can learn the speech. We can just follow that along.
Oh, there you go. If it's just the same one, it's just Aquaman just saying the same thing over and over again.
It was actually Tom Morello on night two.
Yeah, Tom Morello on night two. Yeah, that was cool. Okay, so I guess here we go. Don't press play yet, though. Let's do our intro. Welcome to the MetalliDads podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Sanford.
And I'm your other host, Blake Talica.
And the day we're recording this is January 9th. It's on a Sunday. And we're going to be reviewing night 2 of the 40th anniversary shows. Blake, are you ready to get hurt again?
It's not night 1, so I can't get that hurt.
I totally agree. Well, fortunately, this time we've got a friend with us. Dustin, welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure.
Well, you know, we since we're not recording this as it's actually happening, because you can't be two places at once, you actually get to join us.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't force you to be here because I'm sure you would much rather be there. So no, you must stay home and join us, you know.
For the 50th, I'll live stream in from the show.
Hey, okay. For the 50th, if I don't go, I'm going to kill myself. I've already stated that, so you don't have to worry about it.
You could just join us live on the rail. There you go. Yeah,
that or my grave, either one.
Yeah, the grave. Oh my gosh. So before we jump in, because when we jump in, it's going to kick right off. So we want to go ahead and announce this up front, because we're going to be posting on all of our social medias, but we're trying to build up our social medias and YouTube especially, and we need your help. And you can win an awesome prize by helping us out. So all you have to do is 3 things. We need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave us a review on Apple or Spotify, and then like our Facebook page. And that's it. And then we've got some prizes to give away. Of course, our goal is to try to reach 100. 100 comments of 100 people that have done those 3 things. And if you do that, you'll win
You're entered to win.
You'll be entered to win. Yeah,
you don't all get one.
We're not giving out 100 of these. Okay, so 1 mystery Metallica concert poster, 1 mystery guitar pick, and 1 MetalliDads podcast t-shirt in whichever size you need. So, and if for whatever reason, if you've already met the contest requirements, being you've subscribed to the YouTube channel, you've left us a review on Apple or Spotify, and you already like the Facebook page, you are eligible. And all you have to do is comment on the post that will be up. Just the word done, DONE, on Facebook. And that way you'll be entered to win by doing that. And then we're going to draw the winner live on YouTube on Tuesday, March 1st at 8:30 p.m. Now, obviously, I don't expect you to remember all of this again because we are going to post it, but we want to mention this up front that it is something we're trying to do to get things pushed along. So again, concert poster, guitar pick, podcast t-shirt, and all you have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave a review, and like our Facebook page.
Can't tell you what poster it will be, but I can promise you it's not that stupid poster from Spain.
Or one of the it's not one of the Black Album posters either.
Not at all.
So
no Wolf Skull Jack either.
Wolf Skull Jack. Oh dang, that's the one everybody wants, man. That's a hot ticket item.
What's your controversial opinion of Wolf Skull Jack, Dustin?
I like the posters actually.
Do you?
I got a few of them. I say I like them. Nobody else wants them, so they're easy for me to get a hold of.
All of them except the S&Ms.
Yeah, don't get me started on this. I'm still 2 years later trying to get the S&M. Fortunately, I was able to get the 40th posters because they put them on sale the day before the show outside.
I saw that. Yeah, the I don't care for them. I mean, I'm sure I would have bought them if I went, but I didn't go, and I don't think they're all that cool personally. I don't care for her stuff other than S&M Night 1, I believe it was. The one that doesn't have the bear.
And it's also not the cat poster from the Chicago show because that would not leave my possession if I had it. So I was this close to getting one, and then it just didn't happen. So
Fucking Jason Kroll couldn't answer the phone.
It'll be this one. This is your prize poster, and because nobody else can see me, they can only hear me. I'm holding up a cardboard cutout of myself.
Oh no, you'll be on YouTube.
we'll put it on YouTube. So if you want to see what he's talking about, it'll be on YouTube. But I do love that cutout poster. It's pretty awesome. And it is Metallica related because you're wearing the Metallica shirt. So
Well, I bought it. Actually, the money that I spent on that went to the All Within My Hands Foundation.
Even better.
that's cool. Well, you guys ready to get this thing started?
Rock and roll.
Just started.
All right. I'm going to count
All
down.
right, so is it 3, 2, 1 press, or are we going to press on one?
3, 2, 1, press.
Press.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, press.
Okay.
All right. So right now, the fire alarm's going off. So, Dustin, can you tell us about the fire alarm?
I'm not getting the fire alarm.
At 5 minutes and 5 seconds?
I'm now up to 5:23, and I'm not getting anything.
Well, don't pause it. It only rang once.
It rang for like 5 consecutive minutes.
Well, maybe that was earlier. Oh, now it's going.
See, I have no audio at all.
I'm at 5:41 and counting.
Yep, same.
Yeah, so am I, and I'm still the coming soon in the bottom corner with.
So you're not getting any audio though?
No, what in the sweet hell is going on?
Mine just switched over to a Metallica 40th emblem or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mine too.
Christ.
It's okay.
You want to know what my issue is? I had the night 1 video of it.
Wow. You're just trying to make us watch Fixer again. That's all it is. I know that's
all it
Rub
is.
it in.
All
All
right,
right, where?
Blake, let's
where
back
are
up to
we at?
505 again, because
If I can, let me see
you
where
can.
it'll put me.
We'll go to wherever Blake ends up. That would make sense. Oh, I'm sorry, gentlemen.
it's okay.
You're fine.
Consider him like it's not playing. I got no sound.
I managed to get back to 505.
I
All
am
right.
at 505. I see a dude going like this. Doesn't sound about right.
I've got a crowd shot at 505.
You should.
Yeah, I got
the
a crowd.
house. Yeah, the house light should be on at 505.
Yeah.
All right, y'all ready to do this again? It probably won't be as successful this time. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, press.
So yeah, so this happened. The fire alarm's going off in the building. Everybody's looking at me. So the people in our inner circle, they know that I work in major sporting facilities. So everybody's kind of looking at me like, what do we do? So I just told everybody, I said, just sit tight, stay chill. If you need to evacuate, the ushers are going to tell you what to do. There's going to be somebody come over, not just an automated message. Somebody's going to come and tell you what to do. The backstage doors will open up because that's our shortest path off the floor. But it was just funny, kind of like everybody instantly said, what do we do? And then it turned into a conversation with Stephanie Lewis because, her being the architecture person that she is, it ended up being a conversation about building fire alarm design.
You would.
I mean, I just like, could you imagine if it was a real emergency though, and the announcer actually comes on and says, we've got to evacuate the building, and it postpones the show like 2 hours because they've got to clear the building and do all this other stuff.
Oh, they were not getting any of those people off the rail. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't even imagine like that whole process of the audio does stop for a second. So I think they backed off until.
but I kid you not, other than a few people up in the seats that you could see walking up and down the aisle, nobody in the building moved, not a soul. Like if there was an emergency, we were all going to die together in San Francisco.
I mean, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I could see it happening during S&M because it was the first show in that stadium. But this stadium's been going on forever, so I'm very curious as to how that even happened. Like if someone had to pull the alarm, right?
So about that, most systems in buildings like this they're what's called two-stage. So if you're in a hockey arena, you pull the alarm. What it's going to do is it's going to send an alarm off to the control center. They're going to go and investigate, and then if there's an actual emergency, they're going to radio back, put it into stage 2, and that's where the lights come on and the sirens are going off. You can't usually just go into a building like this and set an alarm off. So it could have been something as simple as moving from one system to another. Somebody didn't set something. Could have been. It's more than likely was human error on the building operations side.
Interesting. All right then. Well, regardless, it's still crazy that it even happened, and there were pictures everywhere, all over Facebook, of people like, "Oh my God, the fire alarm's going off." It was great.
I had friends watching the show live, and they're all texting me, "What's going on? What's going on?" My dog just jumped across the room because, of course, they got the surround sound going. They got it turned up, and that goes off. All right.
This song is just depressing if I'm not seeing Metallica.
Fair enough. But I am definitely a big fan of this video.
Oh, it's so good. I'm so glad they did this, and I hope to goodness that they just keep doing it. It's got to be back when they go on tour again.
But if you notice, on the night one, they started with obviously old and worked their way to Hardwire. And we can talk about it now because it's after the fact. The pictures actually now started hardwired and roll backwards, the same as the set list. So this video was almost kind of like a clue without being a clue to what was going to happen with the show.
Did not even notice that because I had been kind of flipping through, doing some other things, getting prepared, but I had not noticed that it went back front to back this time.
Yes, yeah. So there's Rob, and then Rob will eventually fade away. But I didn't notice that till the third time I watched the stream while it was still on Amazon.
Right.
I was home with COVID. I had nothing better to do for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
And some of these pictures that are coming up are some of my favorite pictures of the band. There's a couple of widely circulated ones, like promo shots and stuff. Some of them are like, yeah, my favorite photos ever taken.
God,
Some-
that picture was fucking everywhere.
The
One
Death
against the
Magnetic
wall.
post, the Death Magnetic one.
Yes.
I think it wasn't that one on one of the tour shirts.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
If I'm not mistaken, it was also the one in the coffin box set.
Yeah.
Oh, that was strange.
It's nice to see pictures of Jason. You know, that was kind of a special time in the band's history.
I like that they were able to include them in this without having to hog up space on the set list with trying to do homage to all these people. They've already done it with a 30th, and I'm kind of glad they didn't do that again because that would have just been rehashing old stuff.
Yeah, and it's they did something absolutely special and unique. There was, you know, some predictable elements and stuff. Obviously, you know, when you get to the Black Album, I mean, there was a few better songs they could have played, but I mean, really, it's the Black Album.
We've seen it how many times this year alone? I mean, fuck.
Oh, God.
3.
I could go the rest of my life and not see the Black Album all the way through again.
Absolutely.
I need Load all the way through.
Oh,
Dude, as well as you know, they need to give Load and Reload as much love when it comes time.
Yes.
And Saint Anger. Let me just throw this in
yeah.
there.
Let's do Saint Anger all the way through. I'm for that.
I am all for that.
I think we had this conversation in the group chat not too long ago. Brought up by you of all people.
Probably.
Oh, more than likely. I've had this conversation more than once in the last month, so.
Yeah.
And those of us within our circle of people were, when you watch the show, you'll see there's a big oval screen above the stage.
Mhm.
That's the only screen we could see. All the other screens that were up in the roof were kind of around the perimeter. So we couldn't see any of them. So like when we're watching all these videos, we're just like, we're head cocked up 90 degrees. Like by the time Ecstasy of Gold was done, like I couldn't feel my neck anymore.
Was it the same rings that were around for S&M2?
No. So
Nope.
The big ring was basically, it was a really big oval, like a really big oval. And then it was kind of, all the other screens were they were flat. They were just kind of layered in to kind of create like a textured look. Tom Morello.
Do the goosebumps.
Ooh. And actually the speech actually really sums up kind of the family and the band really well. Actually, I gotta try and find a copy of it, like actually written out so I can read it kind of in my own head. But
Yeah, I think it's a very well. If he wrote this, it's very well written.
I don't know if he wrote it because it's the exact same speech that Jason Momoa did for night one. It was just the different speaker.
Gotcha. Wasn't sure if it was the same one or not.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's still so fresh.
It's
I
even
haven't
the
rewatched.
same.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, it's the same like pictures and video clips as well. So the only thing that's different night 2 to night 1 was Tom Morello versus Jason Momoa.
Okay. That's good to know. I couldn't really focus during that one. So one of the TikTokers we've had on the podcast, Zaria, that they showed in this video.
That's cool. I remember that episode.
They could have had us on here, but whatever.
You need a
We would've
MetalliDads
rated.
TikTok.
We'd have one.
We don't use it much, but we have one.
Mm-hmm. It exists for later if we want to start being proactive on it. Okay, here we go.
Absolutely. So I will admit, right about here, I was a little bit kind of disappointed because as soon as this started, I knew exactly what was coming.
Yeah, like I'm so fucking over this song. It's not even funny.
So
I think I mentioned it. I maybe just to Blake though that I did say afterwards that I felt like they were going to go the other way on night 2. I didn't think they were going to do Kill 'Em All to Hardwired again. But me and Blake did joke about it though several times that what if they opened with Hardwired during the 40th?
We also made the joke of what if they played the Black Album front to back.
well, you know what? The My Friend of Misery sing along probably would be really loud and super spectacular with all of the family there.
Yeah,
That would have been the only part that would have been worth it for me.
You can see everybody's flashy wristbands.
Those are
cool.
super cool, dude. It just
And I do have to point out that the first time I ever saw those at a show was Coldplay.
Yep.
I saw them when I worked at Taylor Swift show, so I call them the Taylor Swift lights.
I think
fun
Coldplay
fact.
was doing it like almost as early as 2008. So I'm surprised Metallica's just now getting into that.
I
Honestly.
remember Jonathan Burnham lived on James Street when we found out about those. That tells you how long it's been.
Fun fact, these lights are Canadian. It's a Canadian technology, and they are manufactured in Montreal.
Y'all got all the cool shit. Tim
You
Hortons,
really do.
fucking cool wristband lights.
We built the arm on the space shuttle. I don't know. That's
You've got Protest the Hero. You got that going for you.
We had Rush, man.
Rush,
That
of course.
too.
Trailer Park Boys.
Letterkenny.
I don't like Letterkenny, surprisingly. Hey, do either one of y'all want 2 kids? Like, I can hear them screaming from in here, and I'm gonna go beat them.
I have 2 kids already, so no, I'm okay.
I
2
have
more.
also.
I mean, I'll ship them to you. I'll even pay shipping. Am I the only one that thinks Lars needs a haircut again?
It's not
Every
as
time his hair
bad.
is like this.
Go
I
ahead.
just have
Sorry.
flashbacks.
Oh, sorry.
to
Sorry. Every time
cover
his
clips
hair
and-
is like this, he plays well.
It's
So,
not as
I
bad though
think-
when he wears the hat. So it doesn't really bother me that bad.
I just remember the By Request tour mullet or skullet.
Well, he's rocking the snapback look, and so I kind of picked that up as well. Because I got mine sitting right here. So
I guess it's a bald guy thing.
it is a bald guy thing.
I don't know anything about that
I don't either.
yet. I am finding grays every now and again, though. So
Oh, I find those all the time.
Okay, so I do have to say that this song coming up is another one I was jealous of that most people
Yes.
probably weren't jealous of, but
I was happy to hear it. There was a time at one point, maybe 7-8 years ago, I was kind of sick of hearing songs from this album because I saw the band so many times on this touring cycle that I was just I was over it. They were even right up until like 2015, they were still really heavily playing songs from the album, and I was sick of it. So it did, but I was very happy to hear it.
yeah, I hope they do the same thing with Hardwired now that like it needs some room to breathe. We can come back to it in 2 or 3 years and it'll be fine.
Now, a question for you: would you have rather hear "End of Line" or "That Was Just Your Life"?
That was just your life.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
That big heartbeat start.
If they were going to
That was
open
a
the show
good
with it,
fucking
that would have been
opener.
nice. Yeah. I haven't been watching to see if I can see anybody. Have you?
Mine's on my phone. I can't see shit other than band members. Everybody else is tiny.
Oh, okay.
I guess I can keep a look since mine is so big and it's right in front of my face.
Well,
I can tell you that I am not in it. And had I known then what I know now, I would have moved about 25 feet to my right, and I would have been in like every shot that where the one camera would have been right behind me.
wow.
But to get to where we were in the arena, we had to walk past the camera that was kind of up on a riser, and we kind of off to the left of it. And yeah, that camera put a lot of shots in the live stream. I am happy they picked this over Cyanide.
Yeah, because they had already been doing it. So because even though this is song number 2 on the album, it feels like a deep cut, honestly.
Yeah, it seems after the North American Arena Tour, where it was the second song of the set, it really kind of died off in terms of how often it was played.
They've got a lot more room to move since they're not sharing the stage with the symphony.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stage really gave the kind of the feel of being connected, even kind of mid-pandemic, where I'm sure the band want to keep a little bit of distance, but this stage really kind of made us feel nice and close.
It looked very small.
It's this touring stage from the 2018 US Arena Tour.
Oh, really?
Well, what I don't understand is if they had this stage ready to go, why it wasn't used for ATL Live in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
That would be a little more difficult, just production-wise, because that was kind of like a festival as opposed to like their show.
Yeah, I guess now that I'm saying it out loud, that would have been but All the other bands they've ever toured with have used a center stage like that before, like Lamb of God
No.
and Gojira.
He means there was a show the night before that would not have used that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot George Strait and Eric Church were there. Never mind. That would not have vibed well with them. Great artists, but this is not their stage. I'm just always a fan of round stages because there's more rail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I was watching the cunning stunts behind the scenes the other night on YouTube.
Excuse me, sir.
And
it's stunning cunts.
And one of the big things that James talked about, but even back then, was like having the concept of having 4 front rows. So instead of just having, the kids in the front and, being the first 200 people being up close, it's basically everybody is up close. And, the band liked that back then. So it doesn't surprise me that they're still doing it now.
Oh, they're sounding really good.
They have been all year. These shows in particular were great, but I've thought ever since they came back from COVID, then Louisville would have been the first shows, other than the small shows, the first show I went to, and I thought they've sounded good all fall.
For sure. I think like reviewing Louder Than Life, they were still kind of like reserved as far as like trying not to get, trying to get their feet wet again. But then after that, it was just skyrocketed, man. Like, it was great.
Hollywood will go down in probably my top 5 shows ever.
Absolutely.
Yep. Definitely.
I know it wasn't so good for you guys where you were, but where I was, it was probably of all the shows, probably the best sounding show I've ever been to.
I mean, sound quality aside, just experience and intimacy alone made that one of my top 3 shows of all time.
Plus, we get some great stories out of it.
Yeah.
You gotta
boo.
Yeah. Oh, is here where it hurts?
Yeah, because here comes the purple guitar.
Oh, yeah, this is probably where you were hurting, my friend.
I'm not even gonna lie. I watched this the night it happened, like on live stream in bed. I think this song and the next 2 after I watched those, I went to bed.
It feels good, James.
I wish they would do this with every show. Something from every
My
fucking
God,
album.
I know, right? Jesus, how hard is it?
I would agree, but not special shows like this. You're gonna get like casual fans, people. You've talked about it enough over the last year on the show, and it's like there are reasons that there are certain songs that are played to death. If they can play this song to death, I would not mind that at all.
Not a bit. Dude, this song was so fucking good. The solo that he added was perfect.
So he did that a while ago. If you go on nugs.net or .com, whatever the hell it is, and you go back to the 2004 North American Arena Tour, and you find whichever show it was that they played this, he added the guitar solo even back then.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think they can pull this song off easier than Saint Anger. So, like, we should be flipping back and forth between Frantic and this one, if nothing else.
I agree. And it's one of those songs that, like, even if you don't like Saint Anger and you're at the show, like this is still a great song, regardless of
it's
your
fast.
opinion.
God, this song is just so good, man. Like, it deserves a spot in the set.
It's heavy. It's a heavy song. And his vocals sound fantastic.
Yes.
I love that overhead cam.
Yeah.
I have this funny suspicion that they wanted it for this, and whichever company owns it and rented it to the production kind of said, "Hey, we'll give it to you at a discount here if you use it on the whole tour." Because they brought it everywhere with them this year.
Yeah, that's the first time they've used it, isn't it? I've never seen them use it before.
They had when they went to stadiums in Europe for the they had one. That's why there's some of the videos online have some really cool aerial footage to them. But it was definitely the first time in North America that it had been used.
Well, I think they've also learned at this moment that this camera works just as well as having 30 people on stage with handhelds.
Yep.
And they might as well just use this and call it a day.
It's also safer, especially being a band that use a lot of pyro. The less people in the way. And I don't know if you noticed on night one, you'll notice later on. I noticed when I watched the stream after I got back from San Francisco, was that this camera offers some really cool angles when it comes to pyro.
Yeah.
And Lars.
And Lars. Did he sign his pickup?
I think he did.
That seems like such a Kirk Hammett thing to do.
No, his pickup, like his custom pickups like that, come with his signature engraved in them.
Oh, okay, cool. See, I try to learn something new every day, so thanks for that.
Yeah. On the other hand, James Hetfield's custom pickups do not.
See, I'm not a guitar guy. I'm a drum guy.
Yeah, I'm a guitar
Same.
guy. Like, I've never needed a wall pedal, but I've always wanted Kirk's just because of how cool it looks.
Is that the one with the big foot on it?
Yeah. Black and green.
Yeah.
Tyler, at least we know for the foreseeable future, anytime we see that purple guitar, something good's going to happen.
Oh, dude.
You know, now that you've said it, nothing good's ever going to happen now.
Yeah,
because you said it out loud.
But the first time we saw that purple guitar was in Alabama when they played Dream No More. So
God, that song is so heavy. It's so good.
Dustin, you're probably right. The next time we see him and he pulls it out, it'll be for like Nothing Else Matters.
It'll just be tuned to standard. It won't be
Yep.
his drop tuned.
So right about now, I kind of started freaking out a little bit inside because I absolutely love this song live. And as soon as this intro tape started, I was smiling ear to ear.
Well, any song from this era is great. So, you know.
I'm not gonna lie though, before this tape started, kind of right as Dirty Window ended, part of me inside wanted to hear Minus Human because on night one they had played in that slot was No Leaf Clover. So my head went, oh, maybe they'll play the other song from S&M. I didn't even think about this. I'm still happy either way.
That's another one I would have been very upset that I would have missed.
Yeah.
Just for the
I
meme.
really I don't know how good that song would be without the symphony. I really don't.
I don't know either, but if they were going to risk
This is a
something, it
fun
needed to be
song.
during this song.
Yeah. This song live. We've seen it once or twice.
I've seen it a few times over the years, and it's just one of those songs that, like, again, they could play the hell out of this, and I don't think I would ever sing it. And they kept teasing it on the stadium tour a couple of years ago. They kept they were kind of doing it as part of their jam before the bass solo. Like, just play the fucking song.
I just realized what guitar he's playing right here. When was the last time he played that guitar?
It's been a minute. Yeah, all the little jams are always fun. I don't remember what show it was. They played a good fucking chunk of Dyer's Eve. I want to say Nashville, 18. Or 19, whatever. The same tour. We got Sweet Home Alabama too.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that the last time I was on the podcast. Because I remember you being all excited that James had done some vocals in that jam. It wasn't just the two guys.
Yes.
I don't know how I remember like that. That was almost a year ago, and for whatever reason, I remember that part of our conversation.
It's because you miss me so much, so you remember everything I've ever said. It's okay. I miss
Oh,
you. Too.
I always miss you. I miss you so much that I bring donuts on a plane.
Fucking know, and I love you for it.
You know, it's weird though. It's actually only been 2 months.
I know. I'm really hoping it's only like 5 more weeks, but you know, not dropping any hints.
All right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a busy week for me.
For that to happen, you know what has to happen? I have to find a ticket, which has been impossible.
There's a few people looking. Yeah, it's everybody waited, said I'll buy later, thinking it was going to be like Atlanta, and it sold out very fast.
Thanks, Grant Van Fleet.
God.
Hey, I'll take them over Cage the Elephant any day of the week.
Oh God, I agree.
That was awful. I did the old school thing.
Turn your back.
I turned my back, and actually, I turned my back, and I played tic-tac-toe with Blake.
Yes, I sat the fuck down, turned my back.
Yes, you did. Blake was sitting on the floor.
I think we have a picture of that
right here.
Lars is on fire here. I love it.
One thing me and Tyler talked about previously, I feel like they threw tempo to the wind with these two shows, unlike they've been doing.
Like everything felt like it was where it was supposed to be, whereas before, like especially like Whiplash and Harvester, like everything just felt like chugging slow.
Yeah,
but
no.
Here it felt like everything was like back at the regular, normal speed.
Live speed.
Yes and no. Maybe it was just me. I still felt that Sad But True was still slow.
It'll never be as slow as Pandemica, but
no.
I like that song slow.
Dude,
that song was wonderful. in that show.
Yes.
It's so fucking heavy. Even though we couldn't hear it.
So what are you guys' thoughts on like what they're doing now in the video where like so this is what we saw in the arena was instead of a long track or something was like they did these videos and kind of like interviews.
I think it's different. It's cool. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, a lot of the ideas that have come from this, I would like to see them bring with them. Like it's not hard to bring a video. It's not like a piece of equipment. It's just roll the video.
Something that they do well, because obviously being the best band in the world, they work with the best people in the world, the best companies. They are really good at integrating video into whatever they have, whether it's the cubes, whether they have, they stack the cubes like they did this fall with the just the way they incorporate video into their shows is just phenomenal. Like video content.
Yeah. What's your thoughts of them picking this cover?
I was thinking it had been a hot minute since I had heard it. I guess obviously we can talk about it. The second half of the song was played, so that was something special. So what, they're gonna play this cover. Playing it all the way through was cool. Now I had heard the song played all the way through once before. They did it I was at one night in the at the 30th. I was on night 3, and they played it, but James didn't sing the whole thing, so it was kind of cool to hear him sing the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I just remember, kind of where it usually ends live, and then they're kind of letting the guitars fade out, and I'm sitting there going, "Please play it, please play it, please play it, please play it." And
of course, me personally, I'd have been okay with Turn the Page, but
it's been done. It's not done often. It hasn't been done a lot, but it's been done. I felt doing for what they were doing, playing the entire Am I Evil all the way through was more special than anything else they could have played.
Absolutely. It's just more nostalgic for me because that's what they played at my first show. So
fair. That's fair.
If we're just talking covers,
I would love to hear Astronomy.
Astronomy.
Yes.
Shit.
Merciful Fate.
Merciful
Fate.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
If they're gonna play a 9 to 11 minute song, Merciful Fate.
They could play the Merciful Fate and then play Rising Ronnie. They can just see how many cover medleys they can do in one. I think that would be the entire show right there. Those 2 songs.
Yeah. Tyler, I think they need to cover One Bourbon, One Shot, One Beer.
That would be the whole show.
And as cool as that would be, it would kind of break my heart to hear James singing that particular song.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeesh.
That's been a 15-year meme with me and Tyler, though, about that being the longest song in the world.
I got a story about long songs. We were all hanging out in Albany, New York in 2018. After the show, we hit up this like little bar, and it was kind of everybody was there, but it was locals and Metallica people. And we kept putting Metallica on the jukebox to the point where the bartender came over and said, "Okay, you can play one more, and then like cool it." So we were going through, and we found out the 19-minute version of Seek and Destroy from Live Shit Binge and Purge was in the jukebox. So that's what we played.
That's all you ever spent.
That was their mistake.
Hey, I just did as I was told.
Tyler, I know we've seen this. Where the fuck did we see it?
Am I evil?
Yeah.
I don't know. And obviously it was the cut version, but the wristbands are going off again.
Let's see. Thank God for iPalm. I don't know what I would do without it.
Me either.
And it's funny you bring up the wristbands. There was a lot of people talking, like a lot of people were asking, and going back and forth on Facebook, but like what controls them? Some people were thinking maybe they were Bluetooth. Some people thought maybe they were like RF radio frequency. It turns out they're actually infrared.
Really?
Which is that's what allows different sections to be displaying different light colors and different patterns, so they can create kind of a blend in the arena. So they whatever section you're in, there's an infrared projector or whatever aimed right at you that you obviously can't see, but it actually does explain a question that I had when we went to the show. There was a sign, being California, they have to warn you about everything. There was a sign going in for employees about radiation. So I thought to myself, oh, cool, they're going to bring out the lasers. But of course, there were no lasers. So, it makes sense.
Tyler, it was Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza.
It's my first show as Lollapalooza, just not the one you were at.
Yeah.
Right.
96.
Yes, sir. Just pulling up the set list from that because I'm curious.
And that crowd is super loud on this song.
And the videos don't do it justice. The crowd was loud in the arena. Yeah, the crowd went absolutely insane.
Yeah, I was gonna
right
say
there.
the people right here in front of us are like, what? Losing their minds.
I'm hoping this inspires them to play the entire song from now on. Because there was times that they didn't even play the entire Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, if you're gonna play it, you got to finish it out, man. Like, especially mastered. I've never been a fan of cutting songs short. Like, if you're gonna put it on the set, commit to it. Like, don't cut something short to try to fit something else in.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe back then there was reasons for it. But
I think we can all agree, at least they don't do the medleys anymore.
Depending on the medley, I wouldn't mind it. I can get five or six songs from Man Justice, or I can get no songs from Man Justice as of lately. So or you'll get. I mean, not to speak ill of the album, but it's always Harvester of Sorrow.
Right.
Tyler will speak ill of the album.
Well,
insert that one picture right here.
My luck, they do a medley, and they do a medley of load songs, and that would just make me mad, because then it would just be half of a song. I'd be like, the song, like, no, you gotta play the whole thing. You can't just play half of 2x4. You have to play the whole thing. Doesn't count.
I would take half of 2x4 as opposed to no 2x4.
Well, then it'd only be 2x2.
Wow.
And there's Dustin's dad joke of the evening.
Oh man, there's still like an hour and 20 minutes left of the show. I can come up with another one.
Right.
That greeny, I see.
Dude, I read the world's longest article about that guitar the other day.
Really?
There's a lot I did not know about that whole situation.
Really? Interesting.
I had to send it to my wife, her being as much of a Fleetwood Mac fan as she is.
Right.
It's also nice to hear James say "fuck" every now and again.
He took the words right out of my mouth. It's so nice to hear him say fuck occasionally.
He belted one out on night one, but I can't remember where. But it surprised the hell out of me.
I don't know. I've blocked most of that out of my memory so far.
Oh, it was in Bread Fan. The end of Bread Fan, he just screamed it. And
That was just the stab that did it. Like, you play Fixer and then you fucking play Bread Fan.
I was thinking about you. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting Fuel. And James seems so very comfortable. I love
Yeah.
it. There's no awkwardness to this at all. I was there. That was the only one I was at. I only had the opportunity to go for one night, and that was the one I happened to be at.
We were fresh out of high school. There was no way we were getting to California.
Speaking into James's stage presence, I've definitely been a fan of this tour because, like you said, he definitely has seemed very comfortable. Like, he just talks about whatever, and I love it.
Yeah.
Segue there.
So, yeah, a lot of people were disappointed with this choice. I was not. I had immediate flashbacks to S&M2 and how cool that was, and I knew it was going to happen again. And this is just one of those songs. No matter how many times I hear it, I still enjoy it.
This song, I've always liked it, but seeing it at S&M2 made it special. And I knew when they started this song at this show, I was like, fuck, they're going to outdo us.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if the band hadn't cut us off, how long that would have gone on for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have went on for a long time.
Hey, Tyler, can you hold it down for a second? I got a pee-pee.
I got you. Now Dustin's here twice.
Can I recreate that photo? And oh, shit.
There you go.
I'm leaning back into a chair that I have no business leaning back into. So
Oh, these picture frames are cool. Was anybody able to figure out why Lars had an iPad night one?
yeah, so I was kind of screaming it as I listened to the night one podcast. I was screaming it, but obviously you can't hear me. I'm in my car listening. I've seen in the past, I can't speak, to what he was doing with it now. I've seen in the past, instead of having a video wedge monitor like James has in front of every microphone, Lars has the iPad mounted next to his hi-hat, and I've seen everything from set lists on it to I've seen it flash like on and off red when like it's a pyro song, for example. I think it's just used as a like kind of a communication tool that's kind of a little more discreet.
Gotcha. It's definitely discreet for someone that's there live, but it was not discreet for the video because it was like very just like boom iPad. I was like, I've never seen that before. So
And I think if I remember correctly on the night one video at one point, like I think it was like on a home screen or something. Like it wasn't even within whatever. Because right now you can't see it; it's like black. I'm looking right at it, but it's
yeah.
But I think they were having problems with it because if you go back and watch the stream from night one, you could see the iPad for the first half of the show, and then in the second half of the show, there was actually like a physical, like a computer monitor sitting in that same spot, like on the floor. So maybe they were having it. Maybe they're having technical issues with it, so they brought him a backup. But
Probably.
I got a really cool video of this. But again, I knew it was coming. Nice Chris Yergis on the screen.
Dude, I saw the fuck out of him on both nights. And that's just precious.
It really is.
They're so cute together.
I can't take their interactions like that. Like it's just anytime they just are goofing off, like it's just the best. Okay, it lasted from, let's see, let me do my math. A minute and 10 seconds. So we can go back to SNM2 and calculate it to see which one went longer.
Both were cut off abruptly. So
No, I'm not ready.
See, like something like that where he's like, hang on, I'm going to go stand over here. It's like, okay.
yeah,
Him
you
saying
kind of
random stuff like that, it's like him not taking himself too seriously is what he needs. And I love it. Anything to help his, brain out, I'm good with.
So going back to what we were talking about earlier with the flying camera and cool camera angles that were utilized, like this song is full of them. I tell you, on night 2, I was super relieved that I did not have to go to another show when the show ended.
Oh, I have no doubt. How tired were you?
I was absolutely exhausted. Metallica came off at Chase Center at about 11, a little after 11. And the wedding band did not hit the stage at the Fillmore until 1.
Jesus.
Golly, man.
Yeah, we were I walked out the Fillmore about 3:15. It was cool though. They were, it's somebody was saying it kind of goes back to the old school like late night San Francisco shows that they used to have back in the day. Kind of was the same kind of vibe. And that pie bro was hot.
Your James Falsetto Hetfield?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was that super cool moment where we're all kind of guessing what song it is. It's a different taped intro, something we'd never heard before. Is it just part of the 40th? Is it another interview? Like we had no idea. It's nice being surprised every now and again.
It is.
It's because
I
like
knew right there, I was like, motherfucker.
I don't want to call them predictable, but like I generally can tell you what they're about to play just on what they're doing or what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was very excited when they started playing.
Can we talk about the fact that Lars brought the ride back for this set? Like,
Yeah, and he did for Fixer as well.
yeah, I'm very surprised.
There's really no other way you could play this. I mean, I guess he could be up top on kind of using a crash as a ride, but I mean, that'd be awkward to do for 6.5 minutes. And it had been a hot minute since I heard this song.
Yeah, I've got it cranked in my ears right now.
In 29
I want to
years.
say, I pulled it up. So the last time I had heard this song live was October the 3rd, 2004,
Whoa.
at the Bell Center in Montreal. That was the last time. So it would have been almost 2 decades since I heard this live.
Same. Me and Blake are the
And
same.
and this is a song like it's in my regular rotation, specifically the original S&M version. I absolutely love it. Like this, it's
Definitely
also
so.
got some very deep meaning behind it, and there's a few people that this song makes me think of when I hear it.
Speaking of this song for S&M2 or S&M rather, like the interview with Edwin Outwater when they're asking him about Outlaw and Bleeding Me, I can't believe that they gave him the choice as to which one. How do you choose? How are you supposed to choose?
Ugh.
Inevitably, I think he picked the right one.
Chastity might disagree with you.
But God bless, man. Talk about an impossible decision.
Play them both. Do a medley.
Do one night one and one the other, but they wouldn't let him do that either. So
No, and I mean S&M was being recorded both nights, and you need to keep it consistent. I think this song could come into regular rotation a little bit, and it would work just well. Like it's not an overly difficult song.
yeah, take out Nothing Else Matters.
Like I mean, this you could easily play this instead of Welcome Home, Sanitarium.
Oh, dude,
Please?
you know what? You're absolutely right. Like
This
this would
would
fit
fit, like,
perfect in that spot.
Perfect. There's same with, I mean, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but like same like Fade to Black, you could replace with, I'm just trying to get more load era music into sets that are, typically lacking in that department. But we could talk about that for days.
Background.
Yeah, we
You're
could.
right here. You can't be seen. I know I'm really gonna hurt your feelings with this one, Dustin, but they could definitely replace Wherever I May Roam with this song too, and I'd be perfectly okay with it.
Yeah, that hurts, but I would agree with you too. Like that it's yeah, any of the mid tempo songs it could. There's just so much substance to the songs and from Load and Reload. Like it's not just chords or playing fast or like there's actually some intricate melody going on, and
There's fucking soul. Not to say there's not soul in other Metallica songs, but there is fucking soul and hurt and fucking feelings.
there was no hair. There was lots of nail polish,
No hair.
and guy liner, and no hair.
That picture I think it was you that sent of Dave if he'd have stayed in Metallica, tickled me.
Yes, that was me. And that's just continuing to poke fun at Dave as per our conversation last night. For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm not a Megadeth fan by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay, we aren't either.
To the point where I wanted to see Trivium last year, and I refused to see Trivium because they were opening for Megadeth, and even I could see Trivium and then leave, but I didn't want to contribute to Dave Mustaine getting any money. So I would rather not see Trivium than pay Megadeth.
Hey, you still got to see Trivium, and it was a surprise.
That was cool. It's okay. My Trivia Megadeth show ended up getting canceled anyway. So
Yeah, I would still pay to go see it and then just leave because I know Matt Hafey will probably get my money. So
Rob running around being Rob.
Yeah. This is so great.
One thing I will say about the show, there was a lot of lights, and fuck me, they were bright.
Yeah, no kidding. You can see it here.
Yeah. Ooh, he should have choked that symbol.
Mm. Slow jams with Metallica.
I'm all for it. They could play an entire set of songs not above 120 beats a minute. I'd be okay with that.
Just very chill. Could you imagine?
It'd be reserved for Blake's James Hetfield Outlaw tour.
It was actually Tyler that came up with that idea, I believe.
Oh, is that
The Outlaw Tour.
the Outlaw tour? That'd be a cool event. Get a bunch of people together. Do it in Nashville because it's nice and close to you. Get a bunch of people so you can get Hetfield, get Eric Church, get some people together and do kind of like a big one night only superstar show
At the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh my God. Yes. Either the Grand Ole Opry or the Ryman. Something,
Either way.
know.
No, fuck the ramen. Those wooden pews hurt my ass after like 30 minutes. I saw Kevin Smith there, and like I couldn't walk when we were done. Like it's straight up church pews.
Yes, I've been through. I did the tour the last time I was at that direction.
Hey Tyler, I sent you that picture me and Dustin were talking about. I'll also throw it in the YouTube video.
Okay.
Messenger.
Oh,
So again, this is me freaking out. I'm like at this point, I'm like fifth row, sixth row, and I'm freaking out because I know what's coming.
Oh, I got cold chills, and it's not because my windows are open.
Me too. Oh my gosh. And this girl in the front right here doesn't even know anything what's going on.
Yeah, that sucks when that happens.
Chris Yargis does though.
Yeah, he does. And then, he's in a row with the Brazilians. So I mean, of course, that is a party row right there.
Yeah, they were just happy they made it at all. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to see people. I'd seen you guys in Florida and Georgia, and then I saw Blake back in at Louder Than Life. But some of these people I hadn't seen, since S&M. So a few of them I hadn't seen since even before that. So
see, this is another one. They're absolutely nailing this song.
I'm not surprised though. I mean,
And
you look back at the streaming show last year. They played it then, and it was just as flawless then as it was at the Borgia.
Well, and it's got a great riff and all of that. So like it would fit into a casual fan enjoying the song.
This would make a good first encore song before playing something trashy. Yeah. Play this and then whatever to close the show. But this would make a great coming back from the encore break.
play this, play Dirty Window, and then play Seek, and we all go home happy.
We play Fixer one more time, but just at the show you're at.
I don't think it'll ever happen. And I'm just going to keep my expectations low. So one day I might be surprised.
Manage your expectations, as Spider Dan would tell us.
Yeah. I heard him on Sirius XM, their channel, and I was explaining to my wife who he was. And the best way I could put it was he's the most patient man on the planet.
That is an understatement, especially around tour announcement time.
Yeah. Like, I have no idea what they pay that guy, but I promise you it's not enough.
It is not enough. See, his vocals are on point. Which is refreshing after watching him struggle through Fixer. I mean, it was great to hear, but it was just.
That's what I told Blake. I know you heard it on the episode, but yeah, that was. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was just you could tell it was very just difficult to do.
This is his first time doing it too, like in front of people. So I'm sure working out kinks for hopefully the next 700 times he plays it.
Yeah, now they've done it, so there's no reason to hold back, right?
Oh no, they will. They'll play it in fucking Copenhagen or something.
Right.
Let's say they do it for the 50th, but there's other songs that need to be played first.
What's left that hasn't been played? Do we know?
I'm just pulling it up right now, actually, sir. I was just going over this yesterday, actually. I know you saw my post. I was kind of going through like songs that they have played less than 100 times. And it's just to see like how many songs they have played less than 100 times, how many I had seen.
Yeah.
So I was looking. So they have never played. So they've played Kill 'Em All in its entirety, Ride the Lightning in its entirety, Master Puppets in its entirety, Garage Days in its entirety, Justice in its entirety, Metallica in its entirety. Okay. They have never played The House That Jack Built.
I knew that one.
Okay. They've never played Cure.
I think I knew that one.
They've never played Thorn Within.
Oh God, that would be delicious.
And it would not go over very well in today's school shooting climate, but they've never played Ronnie Alive either. Probably for good reason.
Yeah.
Better Than You and Slither. Bad Seed, Where the Wild Things Are, Prince Charming, and Attitude have never been played.
Yeah, that's like the whole fucking album.
Yeah, there are as many. So they played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They played 7 songs from Reload, and they have not played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, there's half an album that they've never played. Free Speech for the Dumb, they've never played. Lover Man, that'd be a great song. I would love to hear Lover Man
I
live.
fucking love that song.
The More I See. Okay, Into Saint Anger, same thing, half an album. So they've never played Invisible Kid, My World, Shoot Me Again, or Purify.
Shoot Me Again would be fucking awesome live.
Do My World or Purify would also be great.
Yeah.
So Death Magnetic has been played in its entirety, but with that said, Suicide or Redemption has only ever been played twice. The Unforgiven 3 has only been played 10 times. I'm going to skip over Lulu because, it's not a Metallica album.
Nobody needs to listen to that.
Am I Savage and Murder 1. And that's it. So
Am I Savage is the most load song they've released in the past 10 years.
Before obviously they did this show and before anybody knew what vibe they were going for, I thought they were going to pull out Murder One for this show.
I did too.
But then now that I've seen the vibe they were going for, it would not have fit. So
I kind of was hoping and thinking, but I honestly went into this with no expectations because I really didn't know what was going on. And then there had been all these rumors floating around San Francisco for 2 days before that they were playing Fixer. Somebody was like, "Oh, I heard from somebody who knows somebody whose dog was at the arena, and they heard the sound check, and they were playing Fixer." And I'm like, "Bullshit!"
Right.
And so when
That's
that
somebody
actually
trying to
happened,
gaslight.
gaslighting Metallica fans. Oh, they're going to play Fixer.
I mean, they do that. I remember specifically at the show in Atlanta, we were walking around outside, and I could hear The Unforgiven, and I was like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna get The Unforgiven." So sure enough, stage goes dark. You see Chad bring the acoustic guitar out. I was like, "Great, The Unforgiven." Nope, Fade to Black. So, so they
You
have.
can't
They
always
have kind
rely on sound check, especially with them.
Mhm. And as tired of this song as I am, The Unforgiven, it's arguably my favorite guitar solo.
It's a
I
great
think it just
solo.
technically it's fantastic, but it really fits the song. It's as Bob Rock would call it, the guitar player of the year solo.
I love that video.
Just shut the fuck up and play the solo.
One of my favorite clips from that whole era was James giving Bob Rock shit. He says, "You want to hear it with vocals? Go sing it."
Oh, it was Lars, because Lars wanted a verse and a chorus.
Okay.
Yeah, Lars kept saying he needed the vocals to record his drum tracks. He's like, yeah, and that was about the time he blew his voice out when they recorded "So What."
Yeah.
I just recently watched that actually. My girlfriend was never really into the band, and then of course, I am just kind of a little bit into the band.
A
So
little.
so she's gotten into it. Like she would watch Metallica Mondays with me, stuff like that. Like, when S&M came out, we watched the Blu-ray. So I'm trying to show her some old stuff. So we sat and watched a year and a half, part 1 and 2 back to back. And I tell you what, that is tiring.
Yeah.
That is 3.5, almost 4 hours.
So has she seen them yet?
She has not. So I got to change that.
I was about to ask. Because
she's-
is better than any of us. All it takes is one.
Yeah. Oh, I have no doubts that she'll fall in love with the band the way the rest of us have. It's great. She's getting to know the family, even though she hasn't met anybody yet. I can say Blake, and she's like, "Oh, is that the guy you brought donuts to in Florida?" Or she'll know Val because I talk about Val frequently because she's one of my favorite human beings.
She is wonderful. I love her to death.
So, eventually I will get Heather out to a show and to meet everybody.
So I don't know if we had talked about this before, but we know what the rest of the set is, and we've seen all of these songs a gajillion times. So I think we're going to plan on actually cutting it here.
All right. I will. Well, before we do, then, because you're not going to get to Seek, I spent the whole, as soon as I knew Seek and Destroy was playing, I kid you not, I spent first half of the song looking at the roof, hoping that 40th beach balls were going to come down and rain like they did, and it didn't happen, and that's where I was disappointed. Yeah, the set kind of took a nosedive at this point.
Yeah.
I say nosedive, and I really don't mean it that way, but
I was very surprised when I woke up the next morning and saw the second half of the set list.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's also the reason we were just like, well, I mean, we could, if we upload it, I mean, it's fine. It's just we've seen all these songs multiple times. So
what are we? Sandman, Harvester, Puppets, Fade, Whiplash, and Seek. Yeah, it's pretty standard set from there on.
Pretty
Yeah.
stock.
Pretty
Stack.
sounds stock to my ears.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking left the band.
You know what? When it comes to Sandman, just delete that.
I agree. Oof. Yeah. So, there you have it. There's night 2, partially.
For the
We're
most
gonna
part.
talk about
It was, I will say, it was much more enjoyable watching it now that it's gone and I've had a chance to get over it. It's a great show. I'm glad I have them to watch, and
Yeah,
if nothing else, it's hopefully shown them that they can play some of these songs and pull them off, and maybe we'll get them in the future.
absolutely. And it's night 1 still takes it for me, but I mean, there was some stuff about night 2 that was just as cool. But yeah, the experience was special. And again, if not for the band and the songs, just the people. I mean, you guys know as well as I do, like it's as much a social event as it is a music event at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and all the special things they did, around the city and all that.
It was nonstop. And like, I was choosing between events and choosing things, and there were things I wanted to do, but then there was something else I wanted to do more.
Oh, I meant to
Yeah,
ask
it's
you, did we have any scooter adventures this time around?
Oh, we had lots of scooter adventures this time. So funny story that I can get into really quickly. I don't know if you guys knew Kristen from I think she's from Georgia. She organized a bus to get from the Chase Center to the Fillmore for the wedding band. So, and I think it ended up being, it was like 3 buses or 4 buses. Something. I missed out on that. So I said, cool. Some people were going to Uber. I said, screw it. I got a scooter. It's about 2.5 miles uphill, and I beat them there.
Oh, I believe it in those things. Dude, my boss just bought 4 of those. Like, I don't know what brand, but basically the same shit you'll find in a big city like that. And they are so much fun.
They're just a great way to get around. They're cheaper than an Uber. You can take them, on the bike lanes. They're just easier to get around.
No traffic.
Yeah. Just don't ride them across the Golden Gate Bridge. You will get yelled at.
Oh, really?
So the Golden Gate has 2 sidewalks. One's for pedestrians and the other's for cyclists. So I was with John Bidwell, and we were riding our scooters on the bike side. And guys are going by, oh, it's not a fucking bike. Like, just like San Francisco yuppies yelling at us. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. I'm not from here.
It's on 2 wheels, sir. This is a bicycle.
No
I should have
pedals.
just yelled, no English.
There you go.
I only speak Canadian, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, yes, sir.
Anyway.
Well, that's going to conclude our time. So, Dustin, appreciate you coming on, man. It's always fun.
Hey, thank you for having me. I look forward to coming back at some point. I know I had talked to Blake, and we got some cool ideas, and I want to bounce them off you guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to being back.
Absolutely.
It's always fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, Blake, you got anything else before I go?
No, that's it.
Okay. Just be looking for the contest post. That's all I'll say.
That too.
I'm by the way, before we close on that, I'm going to say done, because I already subscribe and I've left a review and follow you. So done.
Done.
All right.
Okay.
Well, if we pull your name, I'm gonna go buy the Spain poster just so that can be your poster.
I'll trade you for a wolf skull jack.
Ooh.
I don't have any.
I got 2 right behind me, actually. So
Wow.
all right.
Well, guys.
Thank you again, gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for listening to the MetalliCast podcast. I hope you have a great afternoon, and we will see you very soon.
Gotta move.
Good move.
All right.
Nashville, did you have fun tonight? Thank you. you so much. Follow me. Hey, 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 hey.
Thank you for listening to a complete episode of the MetalliDads podcast. We appreciate you spending your time with us. If you enjoy what we're doing around here, please leave us a review on the Apple iTunes Store and on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, you should follow us on our socials. That's on Facebook and Instagram, MetalliDads Podcast. We'd like to have you on the show, so send us an email or contact us at MetalliDadsPodcast@gmail.com. And as always, thanks for listening.